Hello.
Wait. It's all your fault.
Uh-huh.
Believe
It's
me,
all my fault.
it's not like my microphone wasn't on correctly or anything. How's it going?
Not too bad. How you doing?
Good. Everyone's just been on the edge of their seat for the last like 2 weeks. Just like, man, when are we gonna finish
I-
April Madness?
April Madness is coming fast and furious, and we've been sitting on the wayside here.
Oh yeah. But
People are
boy,
wondering, what are our thoughts? How are they going to
which
vote if they don't know what we think?
Veldemax the Great or Blub? Which one is better? Well, we will answer that question today.
Everyone already knows the answer to that, but we'll just say it out loud because they already know.
So, if you haven't been voting already in April Madness, shame on you. We're on to week 3. There have been 2 weeks. Every week there's like a link in the turtle. Oh my goodness, that Tortugatron. I almost said Turtle Freak. That Tortugatron sends in the Discord that you can click
Turtle
on to
Patron.
vote between different matchups or between like there's champions and then there's also a commons. So what's better, Titus or Sinsen? And like decide based on however you like to. If you're going purely based on looks, that's great. If you're going on power level, that's great. Beans and I are only on technical utility. I don't know.
No,
Beans, yeah,
I've
yeah.
I've been very clear this whole way that we're voting on which one is the best, and that's
That's
my
true.
deciding factor.
Yes.
I
Yes,
just want to
yes.
say when the council appointed us as the only two deciders of this, that it was an honor and that our opinions are final and definitive. And so
But yeah.
I know Ben, you take this seriously, I take it seriously, but this is a
With
very serious event, so there's no
with
joking around.
great honor comes great power and responsibility. Um, and so
Exactly.
voting on
Uncle
which
Ben
name has the
10.
most vowels in it. That is, yeah. We don't have like an umu or something. Like
There's a weird O in Volcor.
there is. I
And
don't
by
know.
weird I mean it's not typical English.
Yeah. Really, really went out on a limb with that one, Colby. Um, yeah, so we're gonna finish this entire spreadsheet tonight, right? 100%.
Yeah. And we're gonna do it with the entire comments, obviously. It's not gonna take that long.
Nah, commons is easy, just like Guild Machinist.
Whoa. Take it seriously. Okay.
I'm
Enough
taking
joking
it
around.
seriously. All right, Guild Machinist is a well-designed card. I hate to say it. Because
All
like
right.
it's not
That's a
easy to use. Like it's good, obviously, like if your opponent just leaves a unit next to a summoning spot. But like Guild Machinist, when it really shines, is when like you're doing attack phase moves to like get extra spots or like retreat or something, and that's cool.
These are some bold opinions you're throwing out here now, saying that it's a good design. I just want you to like rein it in because these takes are a little too scorching hot for me.
Now, Moto Boots plus Guild Machinist plus 15 other things that also allow you to move in the deck, maybe that's not a good design, but we'll get to
I
that.
think it's just the hand cannon, but that's just me.
It sounded like you said, I think it's shit.
I would never. I take this seriously.
um, yeah, fuck. Should we get started? Maybe we can start with the champions, like the week 3 voting.
Yeah.
Since that's like the week that
So
we're
these are
on.
not. I mean, we're on this week, but these we're going off of our bracket, right? We're not going off of what
Yes. And
the
maybe by the
masses have decided.
Yeah, and we were thinking of like doing something like this every week, and so maybe at some point we're gonna like run out of things to talk about, so then we could like compare our bracket to what the masses have decided. But we have plenty of things
Yeah.
to talk about right now, so No need.
This bracket is the definitive bracket. The one that the masses vote on is like, that's kind of the side thing. But like
Yeah.
ours is the one that
This
is
is what everyone
determining it.
really cares about. It's gonna be like week 7. It's gonna be like, all right, Beans and Ben can decide between Blub or Veldemax the Great. And everyone's
Hmm.
like, what the fuck? What
If
is your
this is what the
bracket?
council determines, then this is what they would determine.
With
Don't
great
have to tell us.
responsibility comes great power.
Exactly. All right, you want to get
Oh.
started?
All right. As always, you need to fill the space while I take 20 minutes to pull up the art for each of these.
All right, we got
We shall.
Titus the Devout, who is the blondest champion. I think that's a definitive ranking of if we
Is
go
that
that
true?
way.
The blondest?
I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty blonde. Is Valeria blonde?
Valeria is blonde. Yes.
I swear.
Going
Was
against,
this so zoomed out when I did this last anyway? Is Valeria blonde? Valeria is blonde.
we're going against Sinsin, right?
Yeah.
Sinsin, who was number one on Rosalind's rankings, I think.
And that does
That's a
add a
big
lot.
factor.
Yeah, yeah.
Those rankings, by the way, were also determined, like were sanctioned by the council. So
Yes. No. Rosalind is on the council. You may not
yeah,
know
exactly.
it, but she is.
All right, Titus versus Sinsin. They both have massive swords, which I'm noticing now, like massive.
Uh-huh. Oh
Honestly,
no, what have I
I
done?
have a soft spot for Titus because but I tend to like the things that are like situational and other people shit on. I'm a fan
Yeah,
of
that's
Titus.
I've been like barking up this like situational champs are good champs for a while, tree for a while. Titus is still shit, but I mean, I'm with you in spirit.
Come on now, he's like he's the Citadel Knight, but super.
I'm a fan of
What's there to hate
Sinsin.
about that?
I like Sinsin's, just a sly dog, Get some
Sinsin is
infiltrates.
good. Sinsin's a sly dog. That
Um,
I will say the ability. These are like two abilities that I don't know if they're both like nothing abilities, but they're both like pretty blah abilities. Like Titus in theory is really good, but in practice is kind of tough to use. And then
yeah.
Sinsin in theory is really cool, but in practice is like almost never comes up. And then has a really powerful one for the opponent.
Yeah, so in that sense, they fit together.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they probably come up. I mean, if you play Titus, is it even gonna come up? I mean, it probably will. I don't know.
They'll come up.
As
The protect will definitely come up, but the engage, it's just the opponent's just gonna chill it.
Yeah, I think I like the bounty mechanic of Sinsin a lot. Like I think that's probably my favorite part of her. If like you're like, ooh, I'm just gonna get in, take a few hits, and then sneak out. So I think like if we're comparing, it's like okay, they're both situational. Which one is more fun? To me, it's Sinsin. So my vote is for Sinsin, but I can, yeah, we can fight
I
about it.
think I think that Sinsin shines in the deck, but on her own is not super good.
It's
Like
fair,
it's a basically like a nothing unit. It's just kind of a bunch of stats for zero
but
cost.
surely we're talking about these cards in the context of their deck, right?
Yeah, but that just means with dagger. That's all that means.
Yes,
The infiltrate isn't coming out
it
very much. So I think like if you're saying
might.
Sinsin plus dagger, then that's better than Titus. But I think Titus is better than Sinsin.
We're gonna have to fight. All right, how about we do a quick cloaks versus high elves to settle this?
Pretty sure I beat you in that last time we played. So
Have we done that matchup?
nah, I don't know if we've done that one.
Quick
All
cave
right, here's
goblins
the
versus cave goblins.
we're on separate sides here. Here's the tiebreaker. The tiebreaker is Whose pants would you rather wear? They're both very baggy, but which ones would you rather wear?
Is Titus wearing pants?
I think so.
We would need some full art to. Sorry, hold the stream. Hold the stream. We need to
You get the full art.
investigate this. Yeah. Okay, you get to see my desktop, but no one on stream does. Uh, yeah, be afraid.
Well, I don't think you're sharing me with you with me. I
Oh,
think I've
oh
just
wait,
been following
yeah, no,
on
you
Twitch.
you don't get to see my full desktop.
No, all of your horrible,
All
horrible
of us.
shortcuts and things on your desktop.
It's unclear. All right? You look on the stream. I still don't know if Titus is wearing pants. He might just like it might just be all skin up there.
So, would you rather wear
Weird scene.
that, or would you rather wear the baggy pants from Sitson?
Ugh.
They're like essentially like joggers. Also, his feet
It's
are
tough. There's
teeny, teeny
benefits to
weeny.
each of them.
His feet are so teeny.
Hergrata says, I like to imagine Titus is the name of the sword, and the blonde is just the servant holding Titus up.
See, there's some cool lore involved. Look, there's
It
like
is some.
sparkles.
How big is this? I'm sorry. Is this sword like practical at all? This is like actually the entire height of him. Like that is such a big sword.
He's devout. Okay, that's what they do.
Okay. I think the baggy pants are cool. So I will go with Simpson, but I think you should fight me on this. Like if you're like, I don't know, we want drama. Like if we can go to our wits end here. Which would you rather wear?
Hmm. I would rather wear the loosey goosey, open, potentially more open of
Oh,
Titus.
this is rough.
All right, I think we need to do a dice roll or something for it.
I could pull chat.
Pull chat, Agrada, get in here.
All right, all three people in chat. Uh,
One of those people is
Titus.
me. So
Oh snap. Okay, well one of those people is gonna be me as well. Uh,
Agrada.
allowed. Okay, I'm not gonna allow additional votes. We're not doing it. We got 1 minute. Voting Simpson. Oh snap. Like, all right. Which ability do you think gets used more? Like when you get out Titus, do you actually use Greater Engage and Protect?
You definitely use protect, and then you want to
What are
use
you
greater
protecting?
engage.
What are you protecting?
Any unit, is especially Valeria.
But like, do I really want this unit? This unit that I paid 6 magic for, do I really want that to be attacked instead of something else?
Yeah, because he's got a bunch of health, and he's
I got
got
9
a
health.
big
9
old
health is
sword.
not a bunch of health. 9 health is pretty
So
piss
that's
poor for
about
6 magic.
the high end. Oh, the poll is in.
All right. Well, we've reached the. For some reason, we were like in total agreement last stream, but started this stream. That's all. That's all off.
We were
Yeah,
too nice.
protect that peace unit. That's what I'm saying. Like, what are you using this unit for? All
Boop
right,
'em up,
Simpson is
boop 'em up.
out of the table. Simpson is off. It was a tough decision. All right, Uncle Sparks versus Volkor.
Two very fun champions, I will say. Uncle Sparks, aka Sparky Boy, and Volkor, aka Volk.
Now, how many of your games do you think you actually had Volkor out? Because I too am a lover of Volkor, but I got to admit, I cannot remember the last time I actually played him.
Volcor is I'd say definitely the third most used of the champs for Obsidian Dwarves, but he's the one I would use if I'm like, I don't know if I want to use Balzar in this one very much. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna try and put this big old thing of stats
Yeah.
in as essentially a distraction.
The O in the name is super compelling. I have to agree.
Oh yeah, is it even an O? Maybe it's a stop sign. Maybe it's a don't. It's Volk don't R.
All right,
Maybe we've
moving
been
on.
pronouncing it wrong completely.
Uncle Sparks is cool, and what it does for the deck is like it can be reclaimed, so it gives you like an infinite econ path if you hold on to some sand scavengers. Top wrench is cool. Got some cool legs. This is a really
Yeah,
tough one. Wow, week three is hard.
one of the best arts, I think,
Yeah.
and just a bit his ability of just being a structure. I don't use the top wrench very much. I know other people use it more than I do, but just having him as a structure is really nice.
Yeah. I just sort of like what was I've definitely had games where it's like, all right, we've gone too heavy. I swear this happened against Vexer. We're like, shit, I've gone too heavy. Okay, what is my out? How do I get out of this game? And it's like, okay, my only win is to like play Uncle Sparks 3 times at the end of this game, just because I've burned
Yeah,
too hot. And then like and then I like somehow managed to do it, and then I win or something. Like Uncle Sparks is great. Love Uncle Sparks.
I would vote Uncle Sparks here. I think he's
All
just
right,
awesome, and he looks like a weird spider. What's who doesn't like that?
it's tough, and you and me are OD lovers. It's tough. He's a goblin. That
I
is that
wouldn't
is a
say
benefit.
you're an OD lover. I would say that I'm an OD lover.
I would say that I'm an OD lover. Devura versus Targan. Oh, we are gonna fucking fight.
Oh,
No, like we need some way to like we need a better way to settle this than like who's got the best antlers. Like you and me need to like I don't know, pull up Flappy Bird or something. Like we gotta go. This is the blood is about to be shed.
that's fair. Although I
Look,
think you are literally the only. I don't know. You are the biggest defender of Targan of anyone.
I love
Although I
Devura.
guess I see Hagrada in here as a fan of Targan.
Devura is great. Targan is the best.
Okay, here's the
You,
thing. Targan has this cool ability, but it feels like antithetical to the rest of the Tundra Orcs deck, which is like it's all about range, like super range, far shot. It's about boosting other things, all this thing. Meanwhile, Devura is like that thing that Obsidian Dwarves do. You're doing it as much as humanly possible. You're doing it to the utmost degree to where the point where you're going to be able to throw like 14 dice because of Devura because of this. Like that is the thing, and that's the coolest part of the Obsidian Dwarves is the just big beefy summoner hits. And meanwhile,
no, I
Targan
agree.
is like, let's get the Frost Shamans, who are like one of the most frustrating parts of Tundra Orcs, and just make them a little bit better.
We one of the best, the most fun part of Tundra Orcs. Yeah, so I'm with you, Devura. Huge impact on Obsidian Dwarves, or just like probably the most like central champion to like just if Obsidian Dwarves are at 5, you are afraid. Targan, I love. Targan does something I love that is just a single card in a deck that can completely allow a different strategy. Um, like another example of that would like hypothetically be something like the Eater of like cave goblins like don't have a strategy of just like let's just have like a big tank to just like soak up a bunch of hits from like some undead carriers. That's what the Eater's supposed to do. Like of just like one
Yeah.
card that can really give a deck a new strategy. Targan lets Grognak compete at a range. Let's go Grognak Turtle. Now sometimes you go up there, you do a bunch of damage, and it's always the option like it's not just a one dimensional you have to keep the pressure on. You always have the option to move back and turtle with Targan if you got ahead enough on econ with your aggression. I think that is great for for the deck to have the tool. I love it. Also,
Yeah,
that's just how I
and I do.
always play Tundra Orcs.
Yeah, that's how you play them. I do think that's a good thing in champs of like giving you another option. I think that's really powerful. But I think it's like in the choice of like giving you the other option or doing what you already do to the utmost degree. When it's Obsidian Dwarves, who the thing they do to the utmost degree is so fun and so strong. Like I think like to me the choice between these two is really close. Is really clear. It's like Devura is so much fun. And like you are never mad summoning Devura unless you don't get boost. But it's like if you're smart, you're always gonna get boost with Devura. You're always gonna have a willpower, or you're gonna be attacking with pretty low stuff, and you're gonna keep her safe. Like, and
You're
she
gonna
even has 8
convince
health,
me,
which is a lot.
and I'm gonna be laying in bed and just being like, "Fuck, I can't believe I let this snake-eyed salesman let me trash Targan."
Look at the art too. I mean, the art on both these is great. Devura being
Okay,
the like,
no. If we are voting on art, I'm sorry, there is a clear choice.
it's no okay. Devura is like exactly what you want of like badass female dwarf to be. Got a trident. No one else has a trident.
Do you
That
see
thing is
these
awesome.
antlers?
Yeah, it's cool.
Do you see like the cool little like markings on the arms and like the robe? I guess it's like a personal preference sort of thing, and I am way more into the Targan aesthetic than just the Obsidian Dwarves aesthetic overall. Is like kind of meh to me.
Uh, the
Like
pizza
what? You
oven.
got like fire coming out of your shoulders. Like why? It doesn't like just look stupid. Like
You have weird frost coming out of your fingers.
yeah, that's awesome.
It's the same thing.
Is not. No, this makes sense. Why are her shoulders and just her shoulders on fire?
She's from the volcano. Enough said.
So like if I'm really sitting back and being like what adds more fun, joy and laughter to this game? Davura or Targan? There is unfortunately a clear choice, but it is a choice. You must sacrifice a part of your soul to the devil to make that choice. And are you willing to do that?
Yeah, that's the risk I'm willing to take. That's the
All
risk of
right,
playing Obsidian Dwarfs.
we're going Davura.
Boom.
Against our better judgment. All right, Blub and Veldemex the Great. Do we need to like?
I am
Are
sorry
we?
to say, by the way, that those matched up because I do like Targan. And I think your
It's
point of them like adding a completely different aspect to the
and
deck
and
is
how many champs do that? Like, how many champs can you name that just enable an entirely new play style for the faction?
I think there's a fair amount, but
That's
like
fair.
those are fun champs.
But a lot of times too, it's like a slightly different. Like it's like the Hellforge is like a that allows the Obsidian dwarves to keep like compete for econ better with their commons, but like that's not like a like it doesn't like fundamentally change what you're doing. I don't know. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. I'm just saying. All right, Blub versus Veldemex the Great. It's just like neither of us have played with Veldemex the Great, so we're not really going to be able to defend him all
Yeah.
too well. Unfortunately,
Seems
did
like
we bring him to round two? How did that happen? It was against Thune.
I,
Okay, that kind of makes sense.
I like them and I was gonna vote for him, but you know.
Thune sucks.
I mean I think the choice is probably Blub. Blub is like a huge part of the Swamp Works and aggressive attack is really cool. Like both of his abilities are really cool. I think he's a little bit underwhelming, but just in practice, I wish they had something like I don't know, some kind of more ability that would like I don't know last longer than one round and isn't just a bunch of stats. But he's cool. and he's definitely necessary to what the Swamp Works do.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very, it's kind of a unique style of champ of like, there's several champs that you gotta like play around whenever they get there, but like Blub really, like, yeah, of course you gotta play around that whenever your opponent is at
Well, and
any
also the
amount
fact
of
that they
magic.
can,
Yeah.
yeah, and the fact that they can emerge and summon him 3 times, I think it's a good ability for that. I guess my main like quibble is that the rest of the champs in Swamp Works don't match him essentially, and so you're always playing
Yeah.
him, and he's kind of boring to be always played.
Yeah, I mean that's an argument I've tried to, I don't know. I try to make and get disagreed with. Like I was talking about not liking Varn and Baldo for just like outmatching the other champs in their deck, and Kowloon's out here being like, no, like Baldo being super good is an important part of Wayfarer's balance to allow them to go so aggressive. It's like fine. Still.
Agrada is saying Veldemax is much more interesting.
With a
He's pretty
merge you get
interesting.
Matt. Yeah.
He's looking like a crazy dude. I guess
It's a
both of them
shame
are.
no one who plays deck build. It's a shame like Jaxic isn't in here. I don't even know if Jaxic's done Veldemax. Like surely that like it really wouldn't take much for me to vote against Blub because I'm kind of with you, kind of lame. Like I'm sad everyone hates my boy Glurp. I'm gonna like win a tournament with Glurp at some point. Fuck everyone.
I don't think you
Okay.
are.
Sounds like we're going for Blub.
Blub blub.
Blub. Her grata said
That's some
Targon is
weird.
holding a bag. This needs to be investigated. What's in that bag? Teeth? Um, probably teeth.
Oh yeah,
Probably right.
orc teeth with the big old chompers.
All right, we made it out of the red conference for round 3. We got Monstrosity versus Brub.
Ooh, Monstro.
This is tough because they're both Brub legitimately is like, I know some people are like sore losers and hate fun, but Brub is really fun. Like, especially in
Yeah,
person, it's just like, and I've done some in-person games against Jexic playing the Brub deck, and it's just a blast. Like, it's just so funny. Yeah, it's gonna lead to a good time, unless you're playing against a salty loser. But I digress.
yeah. I wouldn't know anything about being a salty loser at all, so I wouldn't know what you're talking about. But
Yeah.
This
the
is not real at this point.
Brub is pretty cool, I think. And here's like Brub's got the machine gun aesthetic. He like literally could just go forever, which is crazy. I like Monstrosity to me was like when I heard about Fungal Doors and they hadn't come out yet. The thing that was like most exciting to me is like they have this like evolution mechanic, but if you get like the ultimate evolution, it's this guy, and this guy is basically like a whole other summoner. He's so big and strong. Like I think it's such a cool mechanic. And look at the art. The art like definitely like shows that to be the case.
Yeah. He's really cool. Yeah, it definitely it sends home the fungal dwarves deck. It's very Devura. It's what the deck does best. Uh
Mm-hmm.
taken to taken even further.
Yeah. And look, I'm just
What
noticing now in the art he's got like a little cave of more fungus
are you
growing.
just noticing this? See, this is what happens when you don't play the physical edition. Because you never get to
Yeah.
see this. If you play in physical, you're always looking at that. No, Fungal Dwarves in digital is like actually impossible. Like it sucks because just like you only get to see the face and like all the cards look the same. Like my
Yeah.
only
Well,
criticism
and
with the Fungal Dwarves. There's two
I think
art's
I've
still a little bit
probably
too
played
similar.
Fungal Dwarves like twice in person because the boost is so hard to track.
Twice total. It's fun. You had to put so many little boosts everywhere.
I definitely forgot a bunch of boost.
You know, that's part of the that's part of the in-person Fungal Dwarves experience. Sounds like you were playing them, right?
I think the when I checked today, because someone like boosted the or it was Massimo boosted the like vote for the best art of Wave 2, and I think Monstrosity was winning when I checked.
Interesting.
So that's something to consider as well. I would vote Monstrosity here. I think it's just a cool concept where it's also like 3 magic and 3 boost and on a thing is what it costs. And so it's like you play Fungal Dwarves more than I do, so you might just be bored with it, but I think it's like a cool like thing, and it's something that doesn't exist really anywhere else.
It's true, I am bored with it. It is no longer interesting. And I honestly do view both Monstrosity and Brub on equal levels of coolness. If there was no deck building potential for Brub, it'd probably just kind of lame. But the fact that like there is this Grognak deck that allows you to do rerolls, like makes it even cooler. But I'm willing to go with Monstro with the footnote that I think they're equally cool.
Monstro. And
Let's
Monstro
do it.
thanks you with a big sloppy kiss.
Look at that tongue just for a second. Like what? The tongue is it like animated blood? I
It's
don't
just like movement drawn. That's all it is.
I
Or
don't
it's
know
just
because you
blood
you also
coming
have
out. I
these
don't know.
like
It could just be like spore stuff.
yeah, because like you see these like little waves coming out. Like I don't know, it might be yeah, spore stuff. Okay. Helma versus Nadiana. Interesting. I've heard some people say that Nadiana isn't just trash. Um, don't know if I've ever
Interesting.
played her, if I'm gonna be real. So solely going off of that
I
one podcast.
I played her in my league match and I lost
All right. Sounds like we're going
to,
Helma.
to Tortugatron. I think Helma is. I think these are both cool. Nadiana I would play if she was 5 cost a lot, but 6 cost it's just too much sometimes. And Jarmoon is just better, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be honest, as a big fan of like infect abilities of like after you destroy an enemy unit, like something cool happens. I am a little bit tired of the token champ in a deck that does something after it destroys an enemy unit or after it attacks. Like we got Mirrodin, we got Helma, we got the Crimson Order one. Nobody cares about Casamara. Like it feels like past few this wave has had a lot of that champ that does something when it attacks, and like I get it, I like it. It's like a good econ space, but I'm kind of sick of that design. I want
I
a
hear what you're
different.
saying. I think this is the Helma is like a different and unique way of thinking about that because it also is like it solves one of the issues of the forged, which is things put down often can't move and they kind of
Yeah,
trap you.
no,
And it
Helma is
also
super
gives you that
unique.
economy and can save things that are damaged and stuff like that too. So I think it's more interesting than the Mirrodins, than the Casimirs, than the those types of things.
No, Helma is definitely the most unique there, and yeah, definitely in within the Forge deck. In order to move a turret that you like are like crap, I shouldn't have put that there. You either need a modular upgrade, Helma, or a Titan. There's no other way to move it. So, and that's really cool
Yeah.
that like it's just these niche tools that all have like they're like kind of awkward to use. So, yeah, big fan. Um,
Forged is cool.
Forge is
The
cool.
Forged is cool.
Yeah, let's go Helma. Also, the art's cool.
Yeah.
Scorpion, Scorpion.
Looks like a nice little boy.
Except for Forge faction art shit. Olag versus Fire Drake. We gonna fight over
Ooh.
this one?
Talk about nice boys. Both of them.
Literally. I have a pretty soft spot in my heart for Fire Drag. I used to be a what? Okay. Anyway,
Fire
I used to
drag.
be a Fire
That's
Drake
the name of
hater.
the.
I used to be
That's the name of what she goes on at the local bar
I
on
used
Friday
to be a
nights.
Fire Drag hater, but okay, you need to stop. I used to be a Fire Drake hater, but now Fire Drake feels playable after the Maldaria buff. Pulling Fire Drake back feels really good. I now play like it's probably like half a magic to a magic too much that you're paying, but like that can pay off if you like you attack like 6 times with it. Fire Drake's won me a lot of games just by like saving it till the very end and then pulling it out. Uh,
Really? I've just never been able to get there. I've played them a couple times, but I think it's only against cave goblins. Is when I've been able to do it just because you're able to kill so much stuff with direct damage and there's so many little guys.
yeah, I just have it at the end of my deck. It's looking kind of close, and then I discard like my last hand to push to it, and then I get it, and my opponent's like, shit, I can't kill a 10 health
Yeah,
unit. I think this is how I beat you the last game we played. We're playing as Forged. I was Moldaria.
could be. I don't know. That might not have been me. But
Oh,
I
no.
I can see that and I think I do like the fire drake. I think it's cool and its ability is cool. But also I've had games where my gate gets destroyed and now you just have to discard like
Which is
crazy to try and
also
find a gate
fun. Yeah,
and then you can pull out the fire drake, which I think is really cool.
I think that's a lot of fun, especially since like Maldaria is susceptible to that gate destruction with nothing covering her forward gate turn one. So
Agrada says
um
that fire drake has abs for days.
yeah, that's a little
Also a
bit
fact.
odd. I won't lie. I think
It's
we've
kind of hard
discussed
to
this.
understand exactly what his body shape is. I don't know. I might have to see the full art
That's
of him,
fair. That's fair. No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
but I think
Boom, boom, boom,
it
boom,
is
boom,
cool.
boom,
I did
boom.
have one game where I was like, my gate was destroyed, and I didn't have him or a gate in my hand, and so I just discarded up to 8, hoping he would be in that hand, and he was, and I came all the way back and won because of that, which I thought was super cool.
It's a good niche for a deck to have of like, and your opponents are afraid when you got that magic. Wow, the how does the full art look so much cooler?
Yeah, it does.
It's
Also, it facing that direction, I think looks cooler.
it's the feet. It's like the like charred brown feet that really. I remember I heard Waterdy say that like as in part of like the initial Summoner Wars thing, he was like, "Can we please not put the attack covering up art?" And I gotta say, I'm
Yeah,
probably with you. Like it's a little bit sad that we lose so much art to the attack symbols, but oh well.
I know. It doesn't have to be that big either, but I get why they do it.
I get why
Anyway,
they do it too.
we've got him versus Oleg. I think we
We don't
talked a
like.
lot about Oleg last time. He's good. I like Fire Drake more, I think, and just in terms of a thing. Oleg I probably play more, but I don't think he's that interesting as a thing.
Uh, yeah,
I might be contradicting myself. I mean, he's definitely powerful. It's just he's powerful in combination with a lot of things. So both of these end up costing a lot of magic.
yeah. I like Fire Drake. I'm voting Fire Drake.
Me too.
And thus it was Fire Drake. Oleg's fun. I don't know. Yeah. And we get it. We get Silts versus Varn. The myth,
Oh, this is
the
the
legend.
council decreed that we had to move Silts on, even though we had previously said that
All
Minicat was
right.
moving up.
This is like, all right, we need like a professional. Like this is like a debate lawyers TV show right now. Like, I mean, is Varn not in the Forge? What the hell?
What are you doing in the forge, man?
All
Get
right.
out of there.
Arguments and counter arguments. Let's go. Let's hear your first point, Mr. Bean.
Okay, so here's the thing about we were talking about before. This is something entirely outside of the deck versus something that adds to what the deck does so powerfully. And I think Silts is entirely outside the deck. You can put him in any deck. It doesn't seem like he really fits with the Sand Goblins to me. Versus Varn is a very powerful ability. It would be useful in a lot of decks, but is so key and crucial to the Mount Vargath, who really don't get a lot of credit as the like Spirit Harmony kind of deck that they are, because everything in theirs plays so well together. And Varn is such a huge part of that. Making brutes ram things to get stuff out of the way, pulling them in there, so completely negating their like movement issues. They are super, super powerful.
What
And
could one
just
even say?
having his
Too
thing,
powerful?
it's powerful, but it's powerful in what the deck does. It's not, and I don't think it's too powerful. I think it's like he just is strong and he's 5 cost, so he comes out a lot. Versus, which is why people like might say he's too powerful because he's played a lot. But that doesn't mean that he's too powerful. It's not like Mountain Vargath are like destroying or dominating.
The Silts, yeah. Silts does a thing where Krusk moves. You summon Silt adjacent to a gate. Krusk moves and then gets to place Silts 2 spaces forward, and then Silts moves. That to me is very Sand Goblins. The very like, oh, we're like tagging a ride, we're jumping in, and then we're doing something sneaky, and you're about to regret it.
I don't know. I think that Carrie is strong, but also is so limited because he has 10 health, and so you have to really protect him. That I think that to me, Silts doesn't get as much play, nearly as much as Uncle Sparks and Clink, honestly.
I feel like the great Sand Goblins players would disagree. Like, I don't play Silts a ton, but people that play Sand Goblins tend to be like, Silts is a must play. Silts is really good. There's so much utility in the deck. Like, one for assassinations and the threat of assassinations, but two for like
Yeah.
swapping units for double attacks, swapping with scavengers to protect them and save them for another attack the next turn. Like, tons of little sneaky stuff like that. Like, these two champs are similar in that they both just have like one very small ability that has a massive timing window that just gives it a ton
Hmm.
of utility.
Yeah, there's a ton of utility. And Silts being that you can affect opponents also too, even summoners, is crazy. Like I'll admit that.
Yeah.
Varn is just to me like he's like people think he's might think he's too strong. I think it's just like it really just highlights the strength of the deck so much and is a big part of the strength of the deck. And I, he is awesome. And the fact that it is like it's not strong in the way that like say like Jarmund is strong or like Boldo is strong. I don't know. It's like strong in a unique and really interesting way every single time. Like there's so many ways to use him that it just is like it just really like blows your mind a little bit.
I do like that Varn, like Thilt is just one of those like what or like at least can be like a one-man band champion. It's just like Stilts alone is a massive threat on the board. Well, Varn is really only good when you're doing cool combos with other units in your deck, which is, as you're saying, what the Vargath are all about.
Yeah. Like Varn on his own is not powerful at all, right?
Yeah.
It takes him and other things and you using your brain in such a really strong way.
That's my real problem with him is I don't have a brain. And
We
It's
know
very
that.
hard for me to find the plays, and then I get mad.
Yeah. I think you're just not a good Vargas player, so you know.
I think you have persuaded me, and Silts in general, like Silts, like the swap with any unit, that ability in my mind isn't like super interesting. It's kind of just like blatantly really powerful.
Yeah.
Though like in a very creative way. I don't know. The what Varn does is more interesting to me than what Silts does. And so I think on that alone, given how similar they are otherwise, I'm willing to side with Varn here,
I'm with you on that.
even though he
Also,
makes
by
me
the way,
feel
I was
dumb.
looking. I think we should put Varn on. By the way, if you're for filler here, as you're moving on, Varn, or I speaking of Varn and the Vargath, I
Mhm.
was looking at our like games of Vargath, me playing them, and how many times I've played them when we do randos and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I've lost every single game against you when I
Wait,
have
it's
when I
the
have the Vargath.
Barcat. Are you serious? Ben, you're so bad at Mountain Bargath. That's unfortunate. Is that have you actually won any games against me, period?
I don't know. I mean, I definitely haven't won any Cave Goblin games at all.
Yeah, I couldn't. All right, we're on to the blue division. Is that what it's called? Blue conference. Yeah. Sports.
The Blue
Clink versus
Conference.
Albus. Clink is cool, but Albus is cooler.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk more about them,
Nah.
but I think I agree with
No.
you on that.
No, give me your reasons.
Albus, it's the same thing with Varn. It's like he's strong in an interesting way,
Whoa,
and
wait.
you just
Hergrata
kind
just
of
said the axes don't match on Varn. Sorry, gotta interrupt you. Does
oh,
Varn
we got to
really
go
have two
back.
mismatching axes? Oh my god. Seriously?
Nice. They're rough and tumble.
I thought that he was so put together. Look at that, like, kilt or whatever. Like, that's very upsetting. Should we change our vote?
No,
Okay. All right, what were we saying about something?
Albus is just really interesting in the way that he's powerful, and it just I always enjoy him. Even if you just use him on your own stuff, it's enjoyable. But using him on other stuff, it's kind of like a mind witch, where it's like it feels new and interesting with every single matchup.
Yeah. It is exactly like a Mind Witch of there's tech within your own deck with the pieces and the justices, but then every matchup has like probably like at least one thing that there might be tech for on the enemy. Which is like
Totally.
a kind
And
of
the
a weird sort of design of like like it's the same with learn of like it could be good, don't know, but it's a fun space of like totally reliant on your enemy's deck for what it does.
but every enemy has cool stuff in their deck, so it's like to cancel that out is pretty powerful.
Yeah. Clink is cool. I don't think Clink gets enough credit. Can be fun. Definitely one of the funner versions in my eyes of the infect on a champion
Yeah,
sort of shtick of like on a 4 magic 3/6 and with an effect that like it seems kind of mid if you only do it once, but you do it like 2 or 3 times and it's like holy shit, you just got a ton of health back.
yeah. If you ever get to one magic with or one health with your summoner, and then can get them back and back and back, it feels great.
Yeah. Just like Baron Daemar. All right. Voting for Albus.
Voting for Albus. I have no comment about Baron Daemar.
Clink versus Kalal. Sorry, Hellforge versus Kalal. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. Ready? Give Give it
All
to me.
right. The Hellforge is an incredible piece of art, an incredible champion who, as you like talked about, like Sinsin being this like interesting design space of a champion. How about the Hellforge being a structure? It has no attack. It cannot move. It just is there to serve the commons, which people consider such a like weak part of the Obsidian Dwarves, and then this completely nullifies that and makes them too strong, as the thing says.
Kalal. So I'm with you, and I love the Hellforged. With what we said for Devura, we said Devura like does everything the deck wants and even more. That is Kalal for the breakers. Man, Tortugatron said Hellforged already is eliminated. That's sad. What did the Hellforged lose to in the? Yeah, so Tortugatron, we're still finishing like the Beans and Ben Cup, and then whenever we're done, we'll compare it to what people have actually done. Hellforged lost to Cassia. People are stupid.
People are stupid.
Kalal is everything breakers and more. It's just breakers part two. Kalal.
Yeah, but also she's 7 magic and doesn't get summoned very often.
I think I don't like. I feel like we are on the verge of like a new era of Kalal Summoner Wars. I feel like every day more and more people are being like are saying like, yeah, I started to play Kalal a lot more, and like really, she actually seems really good. Like I feel like more and more people are jumping on the train, realizing that Kalal is good and good in this meta that we have as well, even more so.
And she's clearly
I
good. I think she's just from the time of the master set where they didn't always necessarily know how to like value champions.
Fuzzy Marmot said in the Discord today that Kalal might even like becoming a must play champ for her. A 7 magic must play champ. That is the power of Kalal. That is the power of Greater
That's
Push and 4 attack.
that is crazy because I've never once had that much magic as the breakers who are missing constantly.
Okay. Is it possible that you are bad at breakers?
I'm very bad at breakers.
I don't know.
But
Like
like
I
they're
might just
how are you supposed to get that much magic when you miss with the ranged dice?
like you're a control deck. You have like if you miss, it's fine because the only thing the enemy can attack is deceivers, and they're not going to do any fucking damage to them. So then you just get another turn to attack anyways. Like that's the thing. Like you miss like missing with breakers isn't as punishing as missing range dice with some other decks because you control the battlefield. Like you control everything so that you're not going to have any super punishing counterattacks against you. Like that's what I think people are missing whenever they're being super salty about breakers. Like you have all the cards. You're a control deck.
I never feel like I have all the cards.
You're bad.
Back to the even if that were the case though of what you're talking about with Kalal, I think the Hellforge is so cool and so unique, and nothing has come out since that's like him at all. Like he's just really, really awesome. Plus, he has this ridiculous art, which is like we all love.
It's bad. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. The art is stupid and bad.
It's not bad. It looks like a pizza oven.
It does look like a pizza oven. You got me. All right.
That's
If I
what a
am
Hellforge would look like.
this is just gonna be like the like every Obsidian Dwarves card is gonna win. I guess did we kill Volcorus? That's fair.
It doesn't
Hellforge
have to be
does
every Obsidian Dwarves one. It's between these two. There's like a weird ability on Kalal of can't be forced, which just seems like they definitely should have worded that differently. versus like Hellforge that came out
What?
at a
How would you
time
have
where they
worded that
grew up.
differently?
It's not that like that ability should be this card can't be forced by enemies because as it is, it's like completely unintuitive. You talk about it being the ultimate breakers thing. If it were, it would be able to be forced
Like
by a wind
I've
mage.
heard people will like say like, oh, that seems like an easy way to buff Claw is just remove Steadfast. And a take I've heard against that is Kalal might literally be like massively overpowered without it. Now, granted, I've also heard that it was pretty much only put on there just for like thematic reasons, like thematically she's steadfast, but like Kalal just might never fucking die if you can force her behind a gate after she attacks. So
I don't
Hergrata says
know.
we are getting us,
Hellforge
yeah.
doesn't die. Hellforge doesn't
Hergrata
die.
saying
Let's
we
keep
are
going.
getting a summoner that doesn't move. Hellforge ain't that special. Makes a point. And Hellforge can move by Titan.
And
Your
how
world's in
excited are we
shambles.
for that summoner? I think all of us are very excited.
That summoner sounds fucking awesome. Oh,
Exactly.
wait, crap. No. All right. I was gonna say, I was gonna be like, all right, if I'm going by the standard of like which has brought more joy into my life and which do I think brings more joy into others' lives, I was gonna say Hellforge, but then I'm just like personally, Kalal brings a lot of joy. Like the feel like I love control decks. I love feeling like I have the power, like and my opponent can't do anything, and I'm just bullying them. I love that feeling. Kalal is that. So I
Here's what
brought a
I
lot of joy. Yeah.
here's a potential tiebreaker.
Uh-huh.
Our my good friend Davoud, second in the league this year, Division One, which is crazy. Who you met at Gen Con and played against and lost to. We've all lost
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
Davoud.
talk a little bit more about it. Uh-huh. I
His
think I won that game. I think you're
avatar,
misremembering.
no, you had it lost and then took like 45 more minutes to try and find a way to win, and you could not.
We were gaming.
His avatar on the thing is the Hellforge, and I think that speaks wonders to how very strong players, second in the league, view the Hellforge.
Can Maldaria really pull the Hellforge? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I do think overall, like more players will be like, wow, this is a cool game because of the Hellforge. Like they'll play the Hellforge and be like if a new player picked up Obsidian Dwarfs and played the Hellforge, they're gonna be like, ooh, wow, that was really cool.
And if a new player played Kalal, they'd be like, wait, why can't I force it with the Wind Mage?
Okay, like breakers are a higher complexity deck, not for the faint of heart. I'll do
I'm pretty
Hellforge,
faint.
but I'm not. I'm mad about it. All right,
Come on
that's all
now.
I'll
You
say.
gotta know Hellforge is the choice.
Wow, this is like so tough. Shonk versus Vanessa. I have just been more and more on Vanessa. And these two both similarly, like, they serve very similar roles of, like, let me just throw a bunch of value on the board. Like, they're just like, yeah, 5 magic, here's a bunch of value. And hopefully by the end of this, I'll be ahead.
Yeah. I mean, they're both great.
2 years ago, I was
I
100% Shonk. I think I am now Vanessa. I don't know what changed.
You've
Just,
changed. You've really changed, bro.
I have.
I think Shonk is just like pure unadulterated joy. And he like that art is incredible too. He just like you get to throw 8 dice and just see what happens. Like could be 8 specials, could. You don't know. I've I've gotten 6 specials with him before and felt like a god. And then you get 0 sometimes and you're like, okay.
I've gotten 8.
It's crazy. You've
I
gotten
have
8.
seniority. Yep.
I'm calling BS, aka Bean Cecily on that.
It's the screenshot on my YouTube channel. How could it be BS?
Pretty sure that's BS.
Scroll up to the top of my YouTube channel banner. That screenshot of that game that I played where I have all 8, okay? I couldn't have faked
Against
that.
what? Like a one against an Emperor Mage?
It was against uh Rust Side Bandit.
Anyway, I think Vanessa's cool. The fact that she can be mitigated by range, which is like very, you know, easy mitigation, is why I don't play her very much.
I think going by the joy factor, Shonk definitely is more fun, brings more joy to the game. I don't know. Vanessa's pretty great. I love Vanessa.
Are you voting Vanessa on this one?
Oh, you might have persuaded. I was gonna do like a silly tiebreak where we like try to like guess what percentage the odds of getting 5 dice with Shonk are, but you might have persuaded me. I don't know. Shonk is pretty iconic for the game. It's hard to vote against him.
Shonk. Also,
I
he
am
has kind of one of those like
personally, yeah,
he
go
has
ahead.
one of those like nonsense names for a champion that we have a bunch of them, and he is the most memorable easily of all of them.
And it is now canon that he is a Pokemon.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think right these days I enjoy to play Finesse more than Shonk, but I'm willing to vote Shonk just because I mean Shonk was like part of Shonk was like one of my first loves and like got me into appreciating the econ style of playing this game. Like got me into like, oh, if you just play a really good unit, like with 11 health, like you can like really win on econ. So Shonk might have been a formative experience.
We've got the chat chiming in. Tortugatron says Vanessa all day. Interesting. And then Hagrada says Shonk is blue, also naked, arm hair, wins out, which can't really argue with that. He's got armpit hair and
Vanessa's
arm
got these
hair.
like ribbons for some reason. I don't really know what those are doing for her.
They're for flair and style.
All right. Well, you keep convincing me.
I won't. I won't. I was gonna like let you win one of these tiebreakers, but it's Shonk. Not this time. If we have another one coming up,
Holios,
maybe I'll just let you.
Holios, and Glurp. I love
Holias
Glurp.
versus Glurp.
Everyone hates Glurp, and it's because they're stupid.
It's because his ability is annoying.
His ability's great. He germinates.
I like the name of the ability. Also, I like the art a lot.
It's so great. You build like it's a style of playing that I enjoy. Granted, I still like I'm not experienced enough with Swamp Orcs to really tell you whether he has a place in the deck at all, but he has a place in my heart. And when I play Swamp Orcs, like 50% of my games I get out Glurp.
Interesting. And you were just bemoaning the ability where you infect something or kill something, and
But
here
this
we
is an
got one.
actual infect. Like you are replacing the unit with something else. Like that is what I am talking about. That is like I don't want just like, oh, like after you kill an enemy unit, like gain 1 magic. Haha. Like no. I want a cool infect.
I mean, it's cool, I guess. I don't understand thematically how it works at all, but you know,
You're germinating.
how
You
does a person turn into a gate?
uh it's there's vines. Vines come out of the
So
earth
if someone
and
becomes that, there's whole ass rock and stairs.
okay, like the rock and stairs are interpretational. Like the essential part is the vines and like the arch. You gotta like, you just take the corpse, sort of petrify it. A bunch of vines come up, and then it's like a Minecraft portal. You wouldn't get it.
Okay, I wouldn't get it. Holias is cool. Does that Targan thing you like of the +1 strength, and you can summon
Holdover
off
from
of
the
it.
original Swamp Orcs. I'm just interrupting you left and right.
I
Keep
mean,
going.
that's fair. It's, you know, letting the first edition people get their fill.
What were you saying about Holias? What's good about him? Her.
Holias is like Targan mixed with a gate. So I don't know why you hate on Holias and you play Finessa exclusively.
Holias does seem like up my alley. Somehow I just don't play her. I don't know what's wrong with me.
And
Probably
it's
a
not
skill
just
issue.
Frost Shamans, it's all Ember units, which there are 3 of in the deck.
Yeah, no, Holias is great. Serves a great role.
Both of them have really cool art too. I really like Holias's like white
See, like,
hair and the
even
floating
if
hook
like
and
you
stuff.
like give me like a pity vote and let me do Glurp, I know you're just gonna like vote against Glurp next round. Like,
Yeah, because he's a niche champion. Also, I don't know why
it's
he's
so
costs
cool.
more
Look at
than
his face. Antlers much?
I don't know why
Does
he
he have
costs
antlers?
more than he does have antlers, and he's got like a comb over.
Oh God.
He's got a Dwight Schrute haircut.
Yeah, yeah. Really, really selling it. And tiny little ankles. God,
Oh,
why did Nikki have to say anything? Nikki is
you
rare
didn't
in this
notice that
game.
before? I always notice. And the calves,
No,
everyone's got the like strong calves.
that is quite pronounced. Like, if my legs looked like that, that would be like, what the hell?
My legs look like that. What about it?
Like this tiny little knee. Your knee is collapsing on space time. All right.
I think it's gotta be Holios. Come on now. Like Glurp is
Hargrada says
so
no one is
niche.
hard summoning Swamp Orcs champs. Yeah, sorry, my 3 magic Germinator.
If you have 3 magic, or if and you would just summon a blub. That's just how it works. That's what the swamp orcs do.
Glurt plays Swamp Orcs in the way that I want to play them, which is like aggressively. I want to play aggressively, set up the swamp in the middle of the board, beat my opponent up, just like occupy their gate spots by germinating on them. Like Glurp is how I want to play Swamp Orcs, not like the boring way that like Aaron seems to be playing them.
I feel like you only use Glurp when you're like playing super defense, though. Not you, but just like people.
People are bad.
All right.
Whatever. Whatever. I don't even care anymore. It's fine.
Holy ass, holy ass.
I don't need Holios, Glurp, whatever. What are we going up next? It's Baldo versus Torridon. Huh. I
Oh
mean,
no.
yeah. I guess whoever does this is just gonna lose to Baldo. Well, no, it's gonna be Holios versus
This is the
Sean.
green. Yeah, yeah.
Confused. I don't know how this works. Whatever. We're into the
Yeah, holy
green.
ass for snow.
Baldo versus Torridon.
This might be the end of the line for Torridon. My boy.
Yeah, it's hard to like. Baldo is like anything that feels too strong in this game, I am immediately biased against. But legitimately, Baldo is fucking awesome. Like,
Yeah.
and a ton of
He's too
fun.
strong in a very fun way. And it's not like he's like, I don't know. It's not like he is crushing to play against or play as.
He
It's
also
just he's just
yeah,
strong.
he comes into the office with a winning smile, and like, gotta give that to him.
And some
Hargrada goes
wicked dance
toward.
moves. I mean, I
Yeah,
would vote Torridon if given my druthers, but I get that he's much more niche than Boldo.
yeah. Baldo's too cool. I'm on Baldo, unfortunately.
Let's go Boldo. I love my Torridon though, and he is awesome and undervalued.
It's a skill issue. Malyuna versus Katu. Wow, infighting.
Oh,
Yeah,
I just
snap.
played a little Katu earlier today, and I
Did you
lost.
lose? Why am I not surprised? Katu's amazing. I
Okay,
love
I
the
was going
design. I
against the
love a Tribal
ropes.
Council. Malyunar is like, okay. Malyunar is like I don't know. Malinar's also cool, but in a different way that's like less cool, you know?
Yeah, I like Malinar. I probably summon him a lot more than I do Katu, but I think Katu is much more interesting as a thing, as the same kind of like final evolution type of thing as what like the monstrosity is.
Yeah, and it really just like it really fits the deck, and it's like just like an interesting. It's just something that no other deck does, of just burying Katu. So
Yeah,
for that
I say
alone,
let's go with
but
him.
I'm also with you. Malinar has really grown on me. Like when you really get a good game with Malinar, it's really cool. uh, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm Katu. I'm Team Katu.
especially if you have a late Malinar, and so your every time they have to discard is so impactful.
Tess versus Sekhmet.
Oh, come on now. Come on now.
I'm
Sekhmet
coming
is
on.
like interesting, but is essentially just a combination of two different champs that already exist. And like what the Samara mixed with the Eater mixed with Guilford kind of thing. Whereas Tess is this wholly original champion that lets you do so much crazy stuff with the Wayfarers, like so much. And was like one of the champion of that first game that we ever played on stream. That was super memorable, I feel like. Summoned her, I think, turn 2, and then kept her alive the whole game, doing crazy
Seems like
stuff the
there's
whole
some cool
time.
stuff you can do with Tess. I've never done it, but I've been told that back in the day, some losers did some interesting stuff with Tess or something.
All you got to do with her is just move gates forward, move them forward, creep, creep, creep. And then if you've got any kind of astral waypoint, it's game over.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, willing to vote Tess. I don't know. Segment seemed really cool when it first came out, and I was like, whenever a deck first comes out, I'm like, I play it very aggressively until like eventually you're like kind of realize that that's not the most optimal way to play it, which makes it sad. And Segment's really fun with like aggressive Crimson Order because like you just can't run from him. Um, but yeah,
Yeah. Test to me is much more my cup of tea than Segment, and then also even more my cup of tea than Boldo. Like if I had the choice between the two of them, I
yeah,
know
yeah.
Boldo is probably stronger, but Test is my choice.
I'm going to give it to you. I'm not going to die on any Segment hill.
Woo!
I'll let you have Tess. Jarmund and
Yes.
Khan Kesu.
Whoa!
Honestly, and this is and when I voted in this last week, I voted against Khan Queso, but like I kind of
For
regret it.
Obi?
Like
Yeah.
Khan
What?
Queso is great.
That was
I
a
hope
mistake on your part.
I hope he won.
Charmund is also great. I mean, I love doing his thing, plinking and plinking, plinking. The opponent has to completely play differently when he comes out,
Yeah, by play
and it's
differently, you
just
mean they have to press the concede button.
no. They just have to not crowd gates, which is like,
Sometimes not an option.
or you have to go after him as hard as you can.
He's behind 3 parapets.
Then you move away from him, and so he doesn't get boosts. You always have to play. There's ways to play around him. It's just really hard, and
I
that's what makes a
lose
powerful champ.
a lot to Jarmund. Um,
Mean,
yeah,
meanwhile,
Jarmund's cool.
Conquesto, there is no way to play around Conquesto. He is inevitable.
And like
He
I
brings
really,
the cheese.
he really does. And it's really made me think that like Platinum has really done a good job with all of the mercenaries. Like, and I think Concase has like got to be the best. Like,
Yeah,
it's so funny. And there's decks for it. Like the like I made a breakers deck where you like you have airy gates and hypnotic call and biters and law of liberty. So you know how it says has plague until the end of your turn? Yeah, so if that biter can move twice, it still has plague for the second law of liberty move. Like there's some fun decks.
Yeah.
Hagrada says
Uh,
off to bed, vote for the rat. See you, Hagrada. Thanks for sticking around.
Hope for the rat. Honestly, I wouldn't hate voting for the rat here. I think he's fun and goofy, which is what this game is best at.
Jarmuj is good and like fun and like the most like in my opinion the most consistently good Polar Dwarves champ as long as you like have a board.
Easily,
Um
easily.
the one that I play the most.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm kind of a Polar Dwarves hater. Like I like Polar Dwarves, but yeah, I'm willing to go with the rat here, I think.
he is with cheese.
I'm not enough of a fan of Jarmuj to really die for him.
Yeah, he's very strong, but I'm with you. And the council would agree with us. The rat continues.
Rat is cool. Wow, it's been an hour and 18 minutes and we got through one round. The discussions, there were less things to talk about, but the discussions got harder.
Yeah. The
Boy, there's a lot
should
of
we pause?
comments.
We're not getting the comics tonight. I'm telling you that now.
I mean, we could do like one round. Oh my God. We could do like, I feel like we need to make a dent in them.
No, it's not gonna go away anytime soon. We could always just do it whenever, and it's regardless of the Aprilness of the April Madness.
It's got, well, April Madness is 7 weeks long. And for the astute
Hmm.
viewers among you,
April is not
uh,
7 weeks.
all right. Yeah. You looking to call it for the night?
What's the if we kept going on the Hero is Born? How many matchups is that in this round?
Uh, Not that. So it's two per conference. So 8.
Mm, that's probably too much. Let's just pause it here. This
And
has been
I do kind of like doing ours in line with like what's
yeah,
happening in the. But I suppose at a certain point, it'd be nice if we caught up. Like maybe we should try to do the comments like sometime kind of soon because it would be nice to like catch up with what the other people are doing, the plebs as we say. So whenever we're in like week 5 and 6, we can talk about not only our bracket but also the general bracket.
yeah. I don't know how. What it's gonna take a long time.
We're never getting through all these comments.
Yeah.
This fucking abysmal. Holy shit. Border Archer versus Temple Priest. See, it's both like because I would say Temple, but I would say Border Archer, but like honestly, I'm just a huge Savannah Elves hater. Like all their cards are boring. Border Archers are stupid.
Border Archers are not boring.
They're stupid though.
Okay.
Good night, Ben. Have fun with your
No,
stream or whatever.
this has been great, and as we all know, all of my champions are better than all of yours. So
So everyone go vote. There's an actual bracket that like has been updated. We're on week 3, so it wasn't the things
if
we decided today because there's like a group bracket that everyone's been voting on. Go to there. There's a link. You gotta click. You gotta vote. We gotta
maybe
vote. Get
whoever
your votes into week
uploads
4.
the video version of this will upload a link to the latest round of voting underneath.
Oh yeah, there will be. Click on that description. It'll be in there. I promise you.
Hey, make sure to subscribe.
Smash that. Ah,
No, this has been good. I always like debating with you and winning against you. So
I let you win so much. I mean, you make compelling arguments. I don't know.
I speak for the council. And I know you do too, but
I'm just
when
like
there's
unmotivated because I'm just like, you're gonna let me have Glorp this once, and then like, I'm just saying, if I was Glorping,
it's
like, Glorp would be losing to
you
Finessa. That's what would be happening. We'd make it all the
you're
way to
saying
Finessa.
that, but it's like the reason you think that like well, I'll let you have Glurp this once and then he'll lose the next round is because you know he's not worthy of winning that next round. That's why. It's not because I have some vendetta against this Glurp. It's because you know he's not worthy.
I don't know. I don't know. It's pretty cool. Germinates.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty lit.
Germ
I'm a
germ.
fan. Well, we'll be back sometime soon.
Yeah.
For sure. 100%.
All right,
Guaranteed.
Ben.
Thanks
Good
for
chatting
stopping
with
by.
you.
Yep, you as well. I'll see you soon.
Peace out.
Bye. And yeah, click on links in description to vote and whatnot. Yeah, let me hear your takes as well. I should always call it. I need to stream more. I've been out of the habit. I've been busy, but at least we're getting a few in every week, and hopefully Beans and I will finish this soon. But yeah, everyone, get in there, get those votes in. A hero is born. All right, I will catch you all later. Bye bye.